Welcome to the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. This year, football season has a Super Bowl the week prior to kickoff that we all should take notice of. Money versus the mouth, the yachtsman versus the Irishman, the big baller versus the shot caller. McGregor versus Mayweather is official. August 26th is my weekend that is booked up. Don't ask me to go anywhere. Don't ask me to do anything because when these two guys get in the ring, I want to see the contrasting styles. Boxing confronts MMA with a vicious curiosity. Mayweather says, hey, McGregor, you're running that mouth. You've been talking a lot for the past few months. I'm going to book it. They booked the MGM Grand for the August 26th weekend. The venue was scheduled to potentially have a date changed because they originally said it could be on August 26th. But hey, Floyd Mayweather said on Instagram yesterday, you know what? We fighting on that day. So I commend Floyd for coming out of retirement to fight in a fight of this magnitude that many people are saying it won't even be close. But I think they're wrong about that because when you put these two hands against another man, nobody knows what can happen. I know Floyd's a technician. I know he's a supreme boxer. I know this is his sport. I know Conor McGregor's crossing over and this is his first ever pro boxing match. I know that Floyd Mayweather beat, I want to say Eduardo Ayala and another individual, their first professional fight. He won by technical knockout as well. But Conor McGregor, he's got something to him. He's got a spirit about him that I think will show in this fight. I think that he won't necessarily be a brawler like everyone says, but he will put himself in position to be competitive. People are saying that this fight will not be close, as I stated previously, and I definitely agree, definitively agree. Now, the currency will be outrageous. This fight could be worth more than $500 million because of the pay-per-view, promotion, everything else. This fight will be juiced up, will be worth a lot of money. Mayweather took on, 270 against Pacquiao? Pacquiao 120, but in this fight here, you're going to have MMA fans crossing over who may not potentially watch boxing all the time, but they're going to want to see their boy Conor McGregor, the face of the sport of mixed martial arts, fight against Floyd Mayweather, who's arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter ever. Now, when we talk about Floyd Mayweather, I'm a big advocate for McGregor's chances to win. However, me and the boys were sitting around talking last night, and they're like, bro, I don't even think those gloves are the same size. Now, it's not the size of the glove in the punch, but it's the steam of the hook in the glove. Mayweather, those boxing gloves are 8 to 20 ounces? Now, a pro mixed martial arts boxing glove is 4 ounces. So you're talking about Conor McGregor making a double ounce jump to a heavier glove. I mean, will his punches still be the same? Will they still have the same effectiveness, the same power that we see him exhibit when he punches people in the ring? In the octagon? I don't know. Now, that's a good question that the boys brought up because I'm sitting around with Dave and Corey, and I'm like, guys, McGregor, he's not going to be afraid. He'll go in there. He'll be ready to box. He'll be ready to brawl. You mean to tell me he can't find a trainer that can get him in boxing decency, boxing shape to fight this fight and compete against Floyd Mayweather? I think he can find someone who can do that. But Teddy Atlas and everybody else that's doubting how entertaining this fight will be quiet. Because regardless if it's going to be entertaining or not, we are still going to pay hard-earned dollars for it, and we're going to watch this fight. Now, they're the same height, same reach. The promotion should be lit. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens leading up to the Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor fight, because this will be one for the ages. Get ready, because Conor McGregor will need more than the luck of the Irish to compete with money pretty boy Floyd. But we'll talk more about that the closer it gets to that. Lonzo Ball in the NBA, that's what he wants to do, right? That's his dream. Now, he has his second workout with the Lakers on Friday. They said the first one wasn't outstanding. They said he came in, he wasn't the best conditioned athlete that he should have been. Excuse me. But if they are bringing him in for a second workout, then obviously the Lakers really like Lonzo Ball. They are sold on him. He's a multifaceted talent with multiple skills. He can shoot, pass, he can get rebounds. He's an athletic guard who's got some length to him. Who does Boston take at number 2? Who does Boston take at number 1? The Lakers have the number 2 pick. Markelle Fultz averaged 23.2 points per game. That's more than 8 over a lot of the top prospects that are in the NBA draft. That's more than 8 points per game over Josh Jackson, De'Aaron Fox, as well as Lonzo Ball. It's about 6 more than Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball averaged 17 in college. But Josh Jackson and De'Aaron Fox, great scores. De'Aaron Fox, yeah, we saw him cook Lonzo Ball on TV on a grand stage. But let's keep in mind that these guys are still young. They're all 18. And that maybe there's some things defensively that Lonzo Ball needs to shore up, which I'm sure all these guys need to develop. Jackson, Fox, Fultz, everybody needs to develop. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Markelle Fultz, he definitely is something that Boston needs. They need a second scorer. Avery Bradley had to do too much offensively this year. I mean, yes, he showed up in the playoffs, but when you look at what Boston needed down the stretch in that Cleveland series, they did not have enough scoring. I mean, they had the fluky game where they hit, 19 threes and were able to win. But, I mean, these guys, they've got to find some other scoring because you don't give up Isaiah Thomas. Yeah, he's a 5'9" point guard. People say he's reached his peak. They say he's as good as he's going to be. But so what? He's an all-star, a superstar talent. You don't relinquish his type of ability for simply just whatever. Yeah, Gordon Hayward in free agency, he's going to already come to Boston. That's his coach. Brad Stevens coached him at Butler. The back-to-back championships, Brad Stevens was the coach of those Butler teams. And that buzzer beater that Gordon Hayward almost hit against Duke in the national championship games, I'm sure that if he comes to Boston, he'll make a much bigger impact than that shot we all thought would magnificently go in. Now, the Celtics-Lakers rivalry could play a role in this discussion, in this draft, because if you look at the dynamic between that 30 for 30 and what the Lakers and Celtics both endured and how they competed against one another, that entire dynamic, do we really think that Magic and Danny Ainge could potentially play some games with each other? Because if I'm Danny Ainge, I thought Danny Ainge was a mild-mannered guy. I mean, I remember when his nephew was playing Eric Ainge for Tennessee, and he would be at the games, and he'd be still chilling, watching the game. But, I mean, evidently he was a trash talker. So what if Danny Ainge has something against Magic from 30 years ago, and he's like, hey, Magic, we're going to draft Lonzo Ball, so you might want to give up some stuff if you want this guy to stay out there with the big baller brand in Cali. People have long memories, especially athletes. So I'm curious to see what the Celtics and what the Lakers do. Could that play a role? Because Magic, I think he'll say, you know what, Danny Ainge, I'll give you this, I'll give you that, and have to give up more than he wants to. So the Celtics hold the cards to every single deck. So we'll see what happens and how that develops. Jerry West is leaving the Bay for L.A. He wants to be a Clipper. Two-time executive of the year, 95 Lakers, 04 Grizzlies. Jerry West has proven time and time again, even if he's just in an advisory role like he was for the Golden State Warriors, he knows basketball. He's going to tell you what we need when you need it, and you guys will be successful. Ballmer has the bread, and Jerry West has the head. He knows the pieces they need. He knows how to put together a championship team. He's continuously shown throughout his career as a GM, executive, whatever, that he knows how to select talent. So do I see the Clippers making some moves, getting better, even if Chris Paul leaves? Yes, because they've got the guy who has the blueprint and foundation for creating a championship basketball team. Major League Baseball, the honorable Aaron Judge has arrived at the Diamond. Please stand if you're not watching Major League Baseball. Size and speed kills. He's 6'7", 288 pounds. The man runs like a safari lion because he's so big. Those lions, they're a ton, and they can sprint across and take down a gazelle. But Aaron Judge, he is leading the Major League in all hitting statistical categories. I think this is a player, he's only 25, that could potentially surpass Barry Bonds for that home run record just because he's got the power and the size. If he can stay healthy and play for 10 plus, 15 plus years, I think he could definitely break that 762, 765 record. But it's somewhere in the 760s. But I do like Aaron Judge, and I like where the Yankees are going. They're 38-25 this season. They're back on the map. They are the new Bronx Bombers, the Baby Bombers. Now, Gary Sanchez is a friendly rival of Aaron Judge. I say that because they're both teammates. They both want to win. But Gary Sanchez hit a home run last night. And I mean, when I watch Gary Sanchez play, he's the catcher. He looks like he still wants that shine. maybe he feels a little bit salty about Aaron Judge coming in and stealing all his sunlight that he got towards the end of last season, hitting the home runs late in the year. It was a late acquisition brought up from AAA. But I don't know. I think that Gary Sanchez, he's like, hey, wait, did you guys forget that I came here and balled out first? That I came here and was knocking balls out the park first? Did you forget that? So Gary Sanchez, I think it really helps the Yankees to have two players that want to be the next maybe Derek Jeter. But there's nobody that can be the next Derek Jeter. That was once in a lifetime. But the Yankees, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I haven't seen those pinstripes in the playoffs going deep in a while. The LeBron notion that I'd like to close the show with. You know, a lot of people are saying that LeBron's legacy is unaffected by what's happened in the NBA Finals. But I'll say again, how can it be unaffected when you have a guy that you're chasing who you have proclaimed to be the GOAT, and he's won 6 NBA titles, 6-0, 6 NBA MVPs. Yeah, so what? You're getting triple-doubles in the finals. Where are your NBA MVPs in the finals? Where are your, Michael Jordan had 6 NBA Finals MVPs? And LeBron, where are your wins in the finals? You're 3-5. What is that, 39%? I wasn't great at math. Didn't pass college algebra 2 or 3 times. Had to take it online. But I do know know how to add up 3 and 5. That's not a 500 record, LeBron. So people out here who are saying that LeBron James' legacy is unaffected are sadly mistaken. LeBron James, his legacy is magnificently, ultimately affected by everything that's transpired for the past, 2 weeks? When Kevin Durant shot the shot over him about a week ago, pulls up in his face in Game 4, and we knew right then, Game 3, we knew right then that the torch had been passed. Kevin Durant is no longer afraid to stand in the shadows and on the side of the playground, wondering when he's going to get a chance to be number one. He proved this year that he's number one, regardless of the decision. So LeBron, yeah, he made that decision to go to Miami, but Kevin Durant may have made the best decision as far as it goes for winning championships. Because if the Warriors team sticks together, LeBron definitely will not win another championship because he'll just be too old, too slow, too worn out. We saw what happened to Kobe when those tires got worn out from on the tread. One blew out, and it never was the same. Thank you for watching the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. Tuesday, I'll see you. We'll talk. We'll rap. But keep in mind, Thursday, I won't. We'll be moving to one show for the summer because, yeah, we got baseball going on. But, it takes about a week for some stuff to really ramp up, for the chili to get hot. So I will see you guys every Tuesday from here on out for Zono Sports Show. No Thursday shows this summer. Definitely keep checking out, keep tuning in, keep sending me questions, asking me about the show. I'll continue delivering the juice. I don't care about these 20 views. Who cares I got 20 views? I got plenty of people, 20 people who want to come see Zono Sports every day, and they are here. So, that being said, thank you for watching the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos.